The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 803. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have an amazing lady on the show today. She serves as your 2020 International Junior Miss Taiwan, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Jasmine Ma. Jasmine, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Good morning. I'm good. So my name is Jasmine. I am your 2020 International Junior Miss Taiwan. I was born in Taipei, and then I later moved to the United States. And I'm a graduate of Temple University with a Bachelors in Psychology. I currently work as a product manager in the engineering resins industry. And when I'm not working, I'm a mother to 2 cats.
Thanks for sharing that. And Jasmine, what's your cultural background?
I am Taiwanese, specifically a first-generation Taiwanese American.
Thanks for sharing that. What would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
It would be by Maya Angelou from her poem Phenomenal Woman. And it's just phenomenal woman, that's me.
Thanks. I really love that quote because, as women, especially Asian women, it's really hard for us to even see ourselves as a phenomenal woman. So I think this is a really great reminder that we are very phenomenal. And the more we can see it, the more we can go out there and do the things that we want to do and have that confidence to do it. So thanks for sharing that great quote. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Being self-confident is loving, being proud of, and specifically being satisfied with who you are. I guess it's important to see that there are goals that you want to obtain, but you also have to be realistic within means of what is obtainable and what isn't. And then really setting yourself to having realistic goals will help really create that confidence in knowing that this is something that I can and will achieve.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And Jasmine, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
So I've always been told that I have an outgoing personality. However, for some reason, I was really insecure about my appearance. I was also not really financially well off, so I always had to wear discount brands or hand-me-downs from my parents' friends. And then I also have a very noticeable beauty mark where that was a source of relentless teasing during my school days. And then kind of when I started doing pageants, it got me confident in who I am and accepting who my body was. But when I became confident about my appearance, I kind of started doing things that made others happy or what I thought would make me happy and not what truly made me happy and what made me happy for myself. And that kind of didn't happen until I broke my jaw and then the recovery process that followed with it. That kind of was my final moment of realization of what self-confidence truly is.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think, especially as Asian women, we've been programmed to make others happy before we make ourselves happy, right? And that really hurts our confidence because we feel like we're never enough and we always have to please others before we do something on our own. And you mentioned how you broke your jaw. Can you elaborate more on how that was your aha moment?
So that kind of was the final moment of my aha moment. The first one was back in high school where I accepted how I looked. And in college, I went through a major weight transformation where I gained a ton of weight and I lost it. So that second part was accepting my body for who it was. And then breaking my jaw embodied both of those challenges of accepting myself as well as my body because of the physical break that happened, as well as the healing process that followed afterwards. And really just that no one really talks about the mental process of healing and then really that aha moment of really knowing that when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade out of it, essentially.
Thanks for sharing that. And that's so true, right? Mental health is something that, we don't really talk about, especially within the Asian community because, they see it as shameful or something wrong with you. But really, we really have to talk more about it so that other people can feel like they're not alone in this journey or that they're not the only ones who go through what they go through. And because we all go through it, right? We, especially, this year, 2020 has been a crazy year, and being locked down, our mental health is even worse, right? Because we're at home and it really plays with us. So it's really important to talk about it and bring awareness to it so that we can, find a problem and not find a problem, sorry. So we can find a solution and help others along the way. So I really love that you mentioned that. And, because of your realizations, what's your life been like now?
So it's kind of been the same yet dramatically different. Day to day, it's kind of the same, wake up, go to work, come home. But yet my mindset's been different. I've learned to accept the things that I can and cannot change, as well as really look for the silver lining even on dark and stormy days. It sounds cheesy, but really when you're going through a tough time, or even just a tough period, finding the silver lining and just looking for something to constantly reach to really just, it lights up a fire in you. And even if it's that one thing that keeps you going, that's really just what matters, is that you have something that you're motivated towards.
Thanks for sharing that. To the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you'd give to her?
Remember that it's a journey to self-confidence, that most of the time the change doesn't happen overnight. However, the journey itself is just as important. The journey is just as important as the end result. And it's kind of cliche that I like to use this quote as well, but it's from Miley Cyrus in the Hannah Montana movie. And she said it best, where life's a climb, but the view is great.
I like that. And, it's so true, right? I mean, the journey is not always easy, but once we get there, we can appreciate it more because we've gone through all these roadblocks, challenges, frustrations. We've fallen down so many times, but we keep getting back up because we know where we're going. And it's worth the ride. And it's not easy, right? Because if it was easy, everyone else would be doing it. And I like how you mentioned that, confidence isn't something you build overnight. It's true. It's like daily actionable steps that you have to take to create that confidence. So I really like that you mentioned that. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do and check out some of your work, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at IJM Taiwan Miss, or you can find my organization on both Facebook and Instagram at ASIAM_org. And that is As I Am.
Thanks for sharing that. To our listeners, if you want to connect with Jasmine, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Jasmine's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank Jasmine today for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Jasmine.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure being here today.
Not a problem. It was really great having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free audiobook by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.